Google's objective is to transition the smartphone from a passive tool that requires constant human management into an active agent that handles your logistics in the background. The foundation of this shift is Gemini Intelligence. Instead of forcing you to speak in rigid computer logic, the AI is designed to interpret natural human intent. Take voice dictation. Normally, if you dictate a message and ramble, your phone types out a messy, literal stream of consciousness. A new feature called Rambler fixes this. You can voice a chaotic inner monologue, and Gemini extracts the relevant points, formatting them into a clean, actionable list. This diagram shows how this contextual awareness solves the headache of autofill. On the left, standard autofill fails entirely when it hits poorly coded HTML. On the right, Gemini visually reads the screen's layout. It understands what data belongs where, successfully slotting in your information even on a broken website. That screen awareness extends into the real world. You can snap a photo of a physical flyer for a comedy tour and ask Gemini to find something similar. Without you ever opening a browser, the AI pulls the visual context, searches Expedia in the background, and pings you when a matching booking page is ready. The same logic applies to your daily logistics. If you have a complex schedule loaded on your screen, you can hold the power button and ask Gemini to turn that text into a sequence of automated reminders. By interacting directly with the visual context of your screen, Gemini reduces the cognitive load of multitasking. You stop managing the apps, and the AI manages the workflow. Google is also targeting the historical friction of content creation, specifically closing the quality gap between Android and Apple on platforms like Instagram. Premium Android devices will now bypass standard compression. Google is building ultra-high dynamic range, automatic setups that instantly key out your background for reaction videos, and built-in video stabilization right into the native capture pipeline. This graphic highlights one of the most useful technical upgrades. Inside the native Instagram editor, a messy single audio file automatically separates into 3 distinct tracks for voice, wind, and background noise, allowing for instant professional audio mixing. But removing friction occasionally requires slowing the user down. Android 17 introduces a feature called Pause Point, which takes aim directly at attention management. If you try to open an app you flagged as distracting, Android 17 forces a mandatory 10-second breathing screen. It acts as a deliberate circuit breaker against mindless doom scrolling, giving you a tiny window to reconsider the action. Android 17 is being positioned to do more than just manage tasks. It is intervening to protect your attention span and digital well-being. This continuous workflow doesn't stop at the edges of your phone. It extends straight into your vehicle with a massive update to Android Auto. Google Maps is replacing flat 2D navigation with immersive 3D tracking. The map actively matches the buildings and overpasses outside your window, removing the mental gymnastics required to figure out the correct lane at confusing intersections. Gemini integrates directly with the car's physical hardware. It can use the live feed from your front-facing camera to verify your exact lane position, or access the vehicle's manual to tell you exactly which button activates cruise control. Google is carrying this philosophy into an entirely new hardware category, the Google Book. The glowing, multicolored light strip across the chassis is a literal indicator that this machine prioritizes built-in AI processing over traditional raw hardware benchmarks. The friction of a standard desktop vanishes here. You wiggle the cursor to activate smart AI actions, and the laptop treats your Android phone storage as if it were its own hard drive, allowing for seamless file transfers without touching the phone. By sharing storage and AI context across different hardware, Google is building a system where users can move between a phone, a car, and a computer without the usual manual file management. Running a fully automated ecosystem requires a massive amount of computing power, meaning these features have a slow rollout timeline and strict hardware requirements. This diagram of the Gemini Nano model illustrates why. To keep tasks fast and private, the AI processes complex data entirely on the device itself, shown here by the severed connection to the external cloud. Pulling that off requires a powerful, premium processor. This hardware limitation demonstrates how Google is changing the measuring stick for modern computing. We used to compare raw benchmark speeds and gigahertz. Now, intelligence is the new spec. If Google successfully turns our devices into true background agents, the definition of a premium gadget changes entirely. The ultimate luxury will no longer be a brighter screen,